What's going on, guys? Welcome to a Tuesday night live stream. I am here for every single one of your guys' pleasure tonight. If anybody gets out of hand in the chat, we're going to have to put them in the Boston Crab. We're here to talk about UFC 286 predictions. Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev prediction is out on the channel. Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 3 prediction out on the channel. And just recorded before I started this stream, Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. That will be out tomorrow. I like how you guys are guessing my shirt color in the chat. I'm on stream. But anyway, I'd scheduled the stream for 10:30, but I was finishing up the video, and then I was just joking around in the chat for a minute or two. But here I am. Here I am. Do me a favor, guys. Like the stream. It helps push it in the algorithm. And, yeah. We'll go for a bit tonight. We'll see. I'm not really particularly tired at all. I also was looking into improving the channel's background. By the time I hit 10K or a little bit after I hit 10K, I'm gonna redo the background a little bit. I got some soundproofing I'm gonna put behind me here just to help with audio and echo quality, even though that's not really an issue, but I want to do it anyway. And I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of all these like console type things, these black things behind me. And I think I might even put a couch there. I think it might look pretty cool. Put like a light bar back there and, you know, all that good stuff. So the channel is going to improve and the background's going to look slick. I don't care. Well, I don't know what, I'm going to make some minor tweaks. It's going to take over the course of like the rest of the year. But it's going to look slick by the end of the year, I think. I mean, I think it already looks fine. But this is just how... I know a lot of people probably think, oh, this is what you set up for your YouTube channel. But if you go back and watch my first video, let's go take a look. I'm going to go look. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. This is just how my office kind of was. And, you know, I angled this stuff a little bit towards me. But this is just an extra room I have in my house that I don't really use, and then I just turned into an office. So, and I had all my, this is all MMA stuff. You can't really make out, but I just always had it sitting back there. But I'm going to go look. I think this is how it was the first video on the channel, or pretty close to it. Yeah, it was almost exactly like this. A slightly different because I had a different desk, and it was a different angle with the camera, but yeah, basically same thing. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are, guys. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. If you hate the channel, let me know. I'll put you in the Boston Crab. And, yeah, I don't know. We're here to talk about UFC 286. Luckily, I got my last prediction video done. It will be out tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys checked out my Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev prediction video. That is out on the channel right now. Let's see what's in the comments. What's up, Constantly Growing? Let's see. What else do we got here? Let me minimize this screen because this screen is too big right now. I can't really. The microphone's blocking the comments. Okay, there we go. Do I predict any Boston Crab finishes for UFC 286? I think we'll see at least 2 Boston Crab finishes if I had to put my money on it. I would bet definitely at least 2 Boston Crabs. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab. That is the fight that I wanted to see. I talk about it in my video. Will Merab Dvalishvili fight Aljamain Sterling? That video. Is there a backup fighter for the main event? Not that I know of. I doubt it. I doubt it. This is the fight. This is the fight. Yo, what's up, JJ Smoke? I would let Joey put me in the Boston Crab. You wouldn't have a choice, bro. You wouldn't have a choice. How's it going, Joey? Great content, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. Joey can fight and defeat any fighter. Yeah, all I got to do is throw on my Venom gear, and I'm good to go. Did you see Guru getting canceled from so many fighters and fans? I'm not sure what exactly that means, but I saw that video getting shared around of him, if that's what you're asking. Joey, what's up with all the Fiziev nutritionists earlier? That's a new mythical thing, right? People are seeing Fiziev. I just briefly saw it. People are saying, oh, Fiziev's eating a good meal, so he's not going to be able to make weight or some shit like that. Yeah, people are weird in the MMA community for sure. Tai versus Volkov. I would actually like to see the Volkov-Derek Lewis rematch. I think that would be a fight to book right now. OBS, StreamYard, or Streamlabs? I use OBS and StreamYard. Depends. But right now I'm using OBS. OBS is more versatile and better overall. StreamYard's just kind of basic. Like on StreamYard, I don't think you can add a timer. Where the timer that I use on stream, I custom built for myself. This timer right here, I custom built that myself. I made that in Photoshop and then overlaid like a timer on top of that graphic itself. And I rigged it up to my Stream Deck so I can just, boom, push a button, round 2. Boom, push a button, round 3. Boom, push a button, round 4. And a lot of people prefer that when I'm doing fight night streams. They can easily figure out where I'm at. I see your Texas Cloverleaf and raise you a John Cena STFU. I like how we just make up. Moves, wrestling moves, and talk about it in terms of MMA now. I get Charlie Zelenoff vibes whenever YouTubers say they can take on anyone. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm not sure what that means, but all right, I'll take it. I'm just happy I got my 3 prediction videos, my main prediction videos I wanted to do. They are done. The last one will be out on the channel tomorrow. I'm hyped for UFC 286. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll be doing the live stream tomorrow. It may not be till 9 p.m. It may not be till 9 p.m. tomorrow, but I'll be going live somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? As soon as I get home, I got some stuff to do tomorrow. As soon as I get home, I will be doing the weekly live chat. I'll probably schedule it for 9, but there's a chance it's a little bit later, but it's probably going to be 9. And then Friday, I'll be doing the pre-fight stream where I go through my full card predictions, if you guys care. Yeah, I would like to see someone pull off the Master Lock as well. The Master Lock, the Stink Face, I would like to see it all. Who is a relatively unknown fighter on the roster that is one to watch? Off the top of my head, Natalia Silva, I think is her name. I think that's her name. Let me take a look. I think that's her. I think it's Natalia Silva. She's looked very, very good. And I think she has promise in the future. I think that's who I'm thinking of. I'll have to check by looking at video of it. But yeah, there's one off the top of my head. That's relatively unknown. That I think has a particularly bright future in the UFC. She's a flyweight. I can't remember. Did she fight at strawweight at all or no? Let's see. Was it strawweight or no? No, she fights at flyweight. Okay. I think she will be a future contender. I'm trying to think of another name. Who's another name? I'm trying to think here. Relatively unknown fighter that we should definitely watch. I'm thinking. I feel like there's so many good ones to name, but I feel like, especially if you're a hardcore, a lot of them. Like Guram Kutateladze, I feel like is another one, but I feel like a lot of hardcores know him. I'm trying to think. I'm going through a list right now and seeing if any names jump off the page to me. But yeah, I mean, Guram Kutateladze, I think you could put him in a title fight tomorrow. He would be competitive. I feel like, and I said this a while ago, but it's not true anymore. Ilya Topuria was a guy that I was very high on. Another guy that I feel like doesn't get enough credit, that's not talked about enough, Movsar Evloev, but they're both in the top 15, top 10 maybe even. So I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. I'm trying to think of others, but it's just nothing's coming to mind. So Natalia Silva. Yeah, Natalia Silva is the one. is the one that really, really comes to mind. When I answered this question previously, like 2 years ago, the answer was Rafael Fiziev. The answer was Shavkat Rakhmonov and Ilia Topuria, and those kind of already surged up. So it's like I need to refresh my unknown guys that are making their way up the ranks. I'm looking at bantamweight right now, but just nothing's jumping off the page to me right now. Nothing is jumping off the page. I'm trying to think who I already mentioned now. I forgot that quick. I'm trying to think. But yeah, Ilya, Mavsar were ones. And that's I mean, Natalia Silva's one. That's the best I got for you right now. And there was one other one I named, but now I can't remember it. So Rinat Fakhretdinov is a good one as well. A good one. I feel like people know. Oh, I said Guram Kutateladze. So anyway, am I the only one that thinks it's too early for Umar? Doesn't he need a bit more experience? He needs a fight. If what's his name is willing to take it, book it. Book it, book it, book it. After Volkov beats Lewis in a rematch, he should put him in the Boston Crab. Yeah, after Derek Lewis probably quits in the middle of the fight, put him in there. Who are your two most interesting men's division in your humble opinion? Bantamweight and lightweight. What are the two most interesting divisions? Yep. Dude, I would pick Volkov first round knockout against Lewis. Dude's a bum. Maybe, maybe not. Big ups. What's going on? Josh Thompson was against Umar versus Merab. He said Umar need one more fight before a top 3. Maybe that reflection of Team Habib. I don't know. If he needs a fight and Merab's not fighting for a title, make him fight a contender. The Master Lock was hilarious. Fool Nelson that completely sapped all energy. Yeah. Does Valentina go into the Hall of Fame if retired today? Yes. Thoughts on Lucas Tracy? Don't really have too many thoughts. Don't watch a lot of MMA content. Know who he is, but that's about it. Renat, okay, I already talked about that. Would Song Yadong versus Dominic Cruz make sense? I wanted to see Umar versus Dominic Cruz. But Song Yadong, doesn't he have a fight with Ricky Simone? If I'm not mistaken. I think he has a fight with Ricky Simone. Song Yadong. Let's see, Tapology page. Yup, Ricky Simone, 422. That's a good matchup right there. That is a solid matchup right there. Thoughts on lemon pepper wings? I don't really have any thoughts. I don't really eat them. I like traditional buffalo wings. So that's really me. I occasionally eat Old Bay wings. There's also the Bonfin brothers, but I guess people are kind of aware of them now. Yeah. Big brother, you got next. Thanks to John Anik and his spectacular inspirational lines. So, yeah. Big bro, you got next. Abus Magomedov, thoughts? That is another name. Gaethje opened up as a dog. It's a good bet on him before it switches up. I don't know if it'll switch up or not. I feel like most people are picking Fiziev. But if you watch my prediction video, you know I said do not count out Justin Gaethje in this fight. Do you think Erin is being rushed to become Lady John Jones? She's not going to be Lady John Jones. That's crazy. But I don't think she's being rushed. But I do think people are overhyping a win. Let's not forget about B. Joe Pyfer. Dude, I feel bad for Simone. I'm picking Yadong first round KO. We'll see. It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I lean Song Yadong, though. Who should Piotr fight next? Do you think he can move up to flyweight or featherweight? No. He should not move down to flyweight. He should not move up to featherweight. He should fight Pedro Munoz next, in my opinion. Just makes sense. Pedro Munoz hasn't fought since last summer. It's a winnable fight for Jan to get back on track. And yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for him. Unless you want to give him Cody Garbrandt, that'd be an interesting fight for a card. That'd be a very interesting fight. But after what I've seen from Cody Garbrandt in his last fight against Trevin Jones, right? I don't know. That might be a murder. Joey is a traditional man with traditional values and enjoys traditional buffalo wings. There you go. Did you see the unofficial lineup? Jones, Stipe, Volk, Yair for July would be a big card. Yeah, that's what I think will happen. Ever since they announced Aljo versus Henry to be the main event of 288, I've said I think Yair versus Volk will be on UFC 290. So I think that will happen. I think that will become official, and we can look forward to a massive summer card this year. It's crazy. We're already here. It seems like just yesterday we were hyping up like UFC 276. You know, that wasn't that long ago. We were pumping up UFC 276. Which had a horrible main event, to be honest. Looking back, it was so bad. I mean, who cared about Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier? I certainly didn't. I certainly did not. That was a massive letdown of a card, by the way. Pedro Munoz, Sean O'Malley, letdown. Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira, that wasn't a letdown. Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 3, that was a beatdown. And then Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier, massive letdown. So 276 was kind of a dud. I mean, Robbie Lawler versus Brian Barberina was great. Brad Riddell, Jalen Turner was great. But yeah. It's crazy how quick time goes by. It's crazy how quick time goes by. I'm just looking back at some video content I did. I have a video from 10 months ago. Is Colby ducking Hamzat? Which he is. 276 could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. Cody would get smashed by Jan. Agreed. If Jan loses to Munoz, then what? I don't know. I think Munoz is fighting Chris Gutierrez. I think you might be right. Bantamweight is so stacked. There's no gimme fights in that division. What's up? Keep out. Hope you're doing well. Cruz versus Cody is a good fight. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they rebooked that. Or not rebooked it, but rematched that. Ran that back after all these years. I think it'd be very, very interesting for them to run that back after all these years. I eat Blazing Wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. They have 1.5. Okay, cool. Favorite fighter on roids? I don't know. I don't know who's on roids and who's not. When fighters are cage side at the event, do you know if they buy their own tickets? Usually UFC comps them. When you see celebrities sitting ringside and you see fighters sitting ringside, they're all free. The UFC gives them for free just for the publicity of this celebrity being there and to make it seem like a big event, per se. That's the point of it. They comp all those tickets. Is O'Malley striking underrated? I feel like he has the best and most technical striking at bantamweight. No, I don't believe it's underrated. If anything, it's overrated. But it's good for sure. But people overrate it vastly. Favorite current fighter on roids? I don't know who's on roids and who's not, so I don't really have a favorite one. I don't like any fighter that's on roids. Why are they worried about Umar? He is not Habib or in Islam. I don't know. I'd like to see it. He wanted to fight in March, and that's not happening now, so hopefully he can at least get a fight in April. I would hope so. I would hope he can get a fight in April. I kind of want to see Umar versus Cruz, but Cruz is such a favorite of mine, and I'm sure he'll get wrecked. I don't know if he would get wrecked. I don't know if he will get wrecked. But it'd be interesting as hell. Former champion and maybe bantamweight GOAT Dominic Cruz. I mean, it's crazy. Dominic Cruz, he was looking good against Chito before he got flatlined with a head kick. That was a sad. Cruz used to be impossible to hit. He's been finished twice. Almost got finished by Pedro in the first round of their fight. It's sad to see these guys get older and just start heading down hill and declining in skill set and slowing down overall. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I hate it. Is Usman even a favorite versus top 5 bantamweights? Why are people? Is Usman even a favorite versus top? What are you talking about? Is he a favorite? Are you saying is he like odds wise? I have no idea what that would be. Jan versus Krylov rematch winner. Jan and Krylov fought? How long ago was that? I don't even remember that. Jan Blachowicz, I'm assuming you're talking about. It must have been a while ago. Yeah, it was 2018. Jan Blachowicz won via arm triangle. Yeah, I'd like to see it. Book it. I think Nikita Krylov is somebody who's being massively overlooked right now. Being massively overlooked. Mark Wahlberg was at the slap event, said it's a big thing in coming years. Yeah, he's cashing a check. Cruz versus Jan. Ugh, I don't want that one. Thoughts on Habib tiramisu addiction? Have you ever tried it? No. O'Malley is a super hard puncher at 135. That he is. He has good power for sure. How is O'Malley overrated if he did the best striking against Jan? He got outstruck by Jan. So, and people are blowing it up because he had a little bit of success in that fight and lost 30-27. Newer fans might not remember, but there was a time Cruz and Wonderboy just could not get touched. In hindsight, that they're figured out. It's funny to remember. Yeah, Cruz used to be impossible to hit. Impossible to get your hands on. It was crazy. It was craziness. Cruz used to move so well. To see that, to see that KO by Cheeto was just, it hurt. It hurt bad to see that one. Used to be untouchable. Used to be untouchable. But you know how it goes. That's just the way it goes, guys. Eventually time catches up to everyone. The young eat the old perpetually. The young are eating the old. And, yeah, it's really unfortunate. That's all I can say. Also, leg kicks are kind of a weakness for O'Malley. Yeah, and durability, too. He's very frail. I hope Kamaru knocks Edwards out. That could happen. I could see that happen. He didn't get out. Yeah, he got outstruck by Jan. I mean, that's not even up for debate. Can you tell Chris Curtis to go live on his own and interact with fans more? I'm not going to tell another grown man what to do. I'm not going to tell another grown man what to do. I'll see if he'll join me for a live one of these days if you want. Prime Burns versus Prime RDA. Who and how? What weight class? What weight class? What weight class would you like to say that before I can give an answer? But that's a banger of a fight. At welterweight, I probably lean Burns, but that's a 50-50 fight. Both in their prime. At lightweight, I'd probably go RDA. I think Gilbert Burns was kind of sapping himself. I think he was kind of sapping himself at a lower weight class. So I'd probably pick Dos Anjos, where I think Dos Anjos was a perfect lightweight who had fun at welterweight, not cutting weight. Krylov's ground game really surprised me on how smooth and efficient he is in his transition that led to the choke. Who do you think he fights next? Honestly, he should get a massive fight next. Maybe the winner of Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. If not, Nikita Krylov should be fighting like Alexander Rakic or Jan Blachowicz. I think Krylov versus Blachowicz makes a lot of sense. It depends on where the division goes. If Yuri returns in time, they do Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prohaska. Then I think you do Jan versus Magomed Ankalaev for number one contender. And then you do Nikita Krylov versus Alexander Rakic. But if Yuri's not ready in time, you do Jamal Hill versus Magomed Ankalaev. You do Jan Blachowicz versus Nikita Krylov. And you do Alexander Rakic versus somebody else. But I don't even know if he's ready to return. Honestly, I don't know. I do not know if he's ready to return yet. But I think those fights make the most sense looking at the rankings. Islam says that Dana told him to wait till October in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. I did not know that, but that kind of is what the vibe I was getting. He'll fight Beneil Dariush or Rafael Fiziev in October in Abu Dhabi, in my opinion. If they were to do this matchup, who would you favor against Merab, Cheeto or Corey? I wouldn't favor either of those over Merab. I think Merab would out-grapple both of them. If I had to pick one, I would say if I had to pick one, probably Cheeto just because of the KO power. But I don't know. I think Corey Sandhagen's footwork could give him trouble. So maybe I'll say Corey Sandhagen in a large cage if I had to pick one most likely to beat him. Or winner of Warm Body Smith and Johnny Walker. Yeah, that's what I said before. I would say Cheeto's overall more technical striker than O'Malley. Very solid defensively and great timing and variety of attacks. I want to see that rematch rebooked. Dude, that San Antonio card is nasty. Yeah, it's not great. We talked about that, I think, last night it was. I get hungry anytime somebody says Cheeto's name. Okay. Your thoughts on Tatsuro Taira? Very interesting prospect. Has looked incredible. Can't wait to see him get a big step up in competition, to be honest. I think that's going to be very, very interesting to see him in a big step up in competition next. Hopefully next, in his next fight. But, yeah, who did he just last fight? I can't remember. I cannot remember. But he's looked so good. Jesus Santos Aguilar, before that CJ Vergara. Yeah, I mean, 3-fight winning streak in the UFC. People hype up like CJ Vergara a little bit too much, who I think has a fight coming up soon. But yeah, undefeated. Has looked very good. I want to see him get a big step up in competition. Very interesting flyweight prospect. Very interesting flyweight prospect. That armbar Tashiro got in his last fight was nasty. Yes, it was. What's next for Poirier? Have you talked about that? I mean, unless he's waiting it out for somebody else, it's got to be Sarukian. Unless he's waiting out for a different fight. I mean, there's nobody for him right now. There's literally not a single matchup. Unless he fights Gamrot or Sarukian. But Gamrot's probably going to want to take a little bit of time off, so it has to be Sarukian if he fights anytime soon. But if they make that fight, I'll have to make a video early prediction on that one. I'll love that matchup. Is Colby more likely not to return this year? Would you be shocked to see the camera pan in on him during 287? I don't know. Dana keeps saying he's ready to fight. He's ready to fight. I just find it hard to believe. It just seems like he's radio silent. But I'll say he returns this year. If he doesn't fight this year, I don't think he's ever fighting again. But I would be shocked to see him pan too. Umar versus Merab. One Papa. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Has to go. Okay. Tashiro versus Magomed Makayev. Who would you pick? Probably Tashiro. Or Tatsuro. He's a lock. Who? Umar Nurmagomedov. Usman Nurmagomedov next year in UFC? Probably not. I think Bellator is going to do their best to hang on to him. I think they're going to do their best to hang on to him. Before you started your journey as an MMA content creator on YouTube, did you ever play the UFC games, the THQ versions of these crappy? I used to love the THQ games. I hate EA Sports as a company. The EA Sports games are horrible. I played like the first one and a little bit of the third one. The fourth one I bought, downloaded it, played for 30 seconds, deleted it, and never reinstalled it again. And I'm never buying another EA Sports game again. I used to play Madden a lot. 10 years later, they never changed anything, never fixed anything. EA Sports is the worst game developer in the history of game developers. THQ did a great job. THQ's games from 2012 or whatever it was, 2010, were better than EA Sports games from now, UFC games from now. And that's crazy to me. I'm guessing Umar will fight Martinez. That guy just beat Saeed. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, Martinez got a robbery win anyway. That was a horrible decision. Hoping Dustin is trying to wait for the Colby fight. Why would Dustin want that fight? He's going to lose. If he truly dislikes Colby, why does he want to give him a payday? You know? Do you think Usman or Magomedov can beat top UFC lightweights? Yes. He would beat Chandler, I think. It'd be competitive against everyone else. I'm getting sick of Colby. When's the last time he beat a top-ranked welterweight? Last fight, he beat Masvidal. Masvidal was ranked in the top 10 at that point in time. But I agree. I'm sick of Colby, too. I'm just sick of all the Colby talk. Dude's retired, in my opinion. I don't want to hear about him anymore. He's not fighting. Seems like he doesn't want to fight. There's so many perfect fights for him, and they're just not happening. Merab versus O'Malley, yeah, right. UFC will never book that. I would love if they did. It's the fight that makes sense right now. O'Malley's not taking that fight. Ever, 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 ever. I think Usman moves to the UFC when this doesn't work like that, dude. Bellator is going to lock him down for a bit. Bellator will lock him down for a bit. How far do you think Javid Basharat will go? I don't know, man. The division is stacked. Maybe, just maybe, 15, 14 max. But top 20. I think top 20. Kebab, thank you for the 2. I don't know what CHF is. CHF currency. Thank you for the Swiss franc. I think that's what that is. Appreciate the 2 Swiss francs. Colby's biggest win is losing well to Usman. I have an entire video on this that I did when I first started the channel. It's called Colby Covington and Alexander Gustafsson are the same, something like that. But basically, I talk about how Colby Covington's best performance is a loss. And a lot of people elevated Gustafsson the same way. Let's see what I titled the video. Yeah, Colby Covington and Alexander Gustafsson are the same. Here's why. I made this all the way back. I look completely different in this video. I made this all the way back May 30th, 2021. We constantly elevate these guys off losses, and it honestly makes me sick. I'm tired of it. But yeah, Colby's claim to a top-ranked guy is having competitive fights with Kamaru Usman. But yeah, I mean, people too often will take one fight and elevate a guy off of it, and it's a loss. Look what happened to Reyes. They elevated him off a loss. Look what happened. Look at Colby. They elevated him off a loss. Dude has done nothing outside of losing to Kamaru Usman. Did the same. Gustafsson, you can make a case he did some things after that, but they elevated him off a loss, and look at his career. But yeah, they did the exact same thing. It's the Dominic Reyes effect. It's the Alexander Gustafsson effect. It happens all the time. But thank you for the donation, Kebab. I appreciate it. I really do. Does Vettori win? Prediction video will be out tomorrow. You'll see then what I think. I'm playing UFC 4 right now. I hate you for buying EA Sports games. EA put all their stock in FIFA, never improve all the games, but UFC 4 is decent. No, it's not. It's horrible. Just the gameplay, looking at it online, looks horrible. UFC Undisputed 3 is where it's at. Yeah, that was the best MMA game there ever was. There was a Strikeforce game that EA made a while ago, and it was actually pretty good. You're right, Joey. What am I right about? Who has better cardio, Merab, Volkanovski, Prime, Tony, or C-Level Kane? I think C-Level Leon Edwards. You know, when he's not at elevation, just has the best cardio. That's sarcasm. I'd say Merab. Merab, his cardio is just relentless. Usman Nurmagomedov is not in a hurry to get to the UFC. So young, and he has a lot of money, and Islam is still there. I mean, you guys think he can just pack his bag? You know, what's he putting a bandana on a stick and coming over to the UFC whenever he feels like it? No, he's under contract with Bellator. He's probably has a long-term contract with Bellator. So it'll be a while before he gets to the UFC, if he ever comes to the UFC. But it's possible. You are correct. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Appreciate it. Petr Yan and Poirier, same weight. Who and how? Petr Yan by decision. I think it'd be a competitive striking match. Would you favor anyone in Bellator lightweight tournament to beat Usman? No. If you fought in the UFC, what kind of fighter would you be style-wise? And what would your weight class be? Would you have to cut a lot of weight? Would you be a wrestler or a striker? I mean, honestly, I would probably be a wrestler. And I would probably, like, if I'm supposed to be in like peak athletic shape, I'd probably be a light heavyweight. Like, I'd probably like walk around, like if I'm like in peak optimal shape, I'd probably walk around like 230 and fight at light heavyweight in that fantasy world of yours. And I'd be a wrestler for sure. I would prefer to be a striker, but I just feel like wrestling is a better base, and then you well round out your other skills. And plus, you know, if you're a wrestler, you have a better opportunity to pull off the Boston Crab. Remember when Khamzat would fight twice a month? What happened? No idea. No idea, but RIP active Khamzat Chimaev. Dustin versus Colby's the fight to make. No, it's not. Who wants to see that? It's not going to be competitive. Why would you want to see it? I've been a Colby fan for a while, but he's just plain frustrating now. Just take a decent fight. Yeah, I mean, Colby's been literally ducking fights for as long as I can remember. At least it seems that way. In 3 to 4 years, Islam would either retire or move up. That's the perfect time for Usman to debut in the UFC. Okay. You didn't buy UFC 4? Good. Light heavyweight, how tall are you? I'm 6'3". Joe is the quintessential mixed martial artist. Master at none, but proficient in all. There you go. Yeah, I just pop on my Venom gear, and I'd be good to go. McGregor versus Petr Yan, same weight. Petr Yan. With wrestling, you always predict where the fight takes place. Yeah, you don't. Unless you get stuffed. Unless your takedown gets stuffed. I doubt Umar and JM, Jonathan Martinez, will fight. Umar just fought an unranked guy, and I doubt he wants to fight back in the rankings. Yeah. Maybe. Dude, you don't need to spam in the chat, dude. What are you doing here? Don't send 70 messages of the same exact message in the chat. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally removed someone else's message. Unnecessary. Just send it once, dude. But yeah, I don't know. Umar needs a fight. So I think they could match them up. Umar wouldn't fight down the rankings where Martinez is, especially after a robbery victory. I mean, if he needs a fight, he needs a fight. At the end of the day, he needs a fight. I want to see Colby Dustin. I don't know why you would want to see it. It's not going to be competitive. Colby would maul and laugh at Dustin while doing it. Agreed. Could you compare yourself both style-wise and body-wise to a current or former UFC fighter? I don't even know what that means. Uberim. Me and Uberim have the exact same physique currently. Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina. This fight is weird. Wash Joanne or young Carolina. Don't know, don't care, to be honest. Don't know, don't care. I didn't miss it. I just hadn't got to it yet, bro. Calm down. But no big deal. Yeah, wash Joanna. Joanne's always been washed. And Carolina's a bum. They're both bums. Are you a reader? If yes, what is your most recent book? I'm not a big reader. I'm not a big reader at all, so I haven't read a recent book. But I like history type stuff. I have a taekwondo and wrestling background. I probably would have tried to balance both if I went into MMA, but slightly lean wrestling. Fair enough. Colby's done. He makes money playing poker and all kinds of stuff. He's praying Edwards wins again and calls for a title shot. That's probably it. That's probably it. Have you ever tried Proper 12? No. I am team Joel F. Martinez, I guess. If Fiziev wins, what's next? Loser of Charles and Dariush, what's better? What's next for Gamrot? Chandler? Chandler's fighting Connor. If Fiziev wins, he may fight for the title in October. If Dariush loses. But if not, we'll probably see a Fiziev versus maybe a Dustin Poirier. Your thoughts on Renat Fakhretdinov? Future contender at welterweight. Fits in with all the other wrestlers at welterweight. And I think he has a bright future in the UFC. Someone will be desperate enough to in the top 7 without a fight to fight Umar. He just needs to be patient. Okay. Hopefully. Speaking of Uberim, what do you think of his 1-year suspension? Should it have been longer? Yeah, he should be banned from the sport. He's blatantly cheating. He got caught by the athletic commission before USADA even existed. He shrunk down. He shriveled up. And he shrunk so badly. Then he left the UFC, immediately went back to his old physique. Embarrassing. One of the worst cheaters. And by worst cheaters, I mean he's horrible at it. But he's also cheating a lot. And it's so blatantly obvious. And he's doing it at such an extreme scale. He's getting caught by glory. He needs to be banned from the sport, honestly. Ban him. He should never be able to fight again. I mean, look at his physique. I mean, seriously, let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look. Let me take a look. Look. This is Alistair Overeem. Actually, let's start off. Let's do a little bit of a timeline for those of you who don't know. Let's do a little bit of a timeline here. So when Alistair Overeem entered the UFC, when he came into the UFC, this is what he looked like. This is what he looked like. Already, this is when he entered the UFC. Look at him right there. That's a freak of nature. That's not normal. Right? Then he gets caught. Then he gets caught by an athletic commission. He didn't even get caught. There was no USADA at this point. And then he comes back and he looks like this. Look at this. Look at the massive difference here. Look at that. Deflated, completely deflated. And that's a decent picture of him. You can find a picture where he looks worse. Then he goes and fights in Glory. He just leaves the UFC looking like that. And he comes back and he looks like this. Okay? If that isn't the most blatant, obvious cheating I've ever seen. And I know people joke about the horse meat and stuff like that. Dude's a flat out liar. He's so blatantly obvious, it's embarrassing. Okay? For those of you who don't know, Alistair Overeem, in his adulthood, let me actually just pull it up. Let me just pull this up for those of you who don't know. I believe he used to fight at welterweight. Let me just double check this. At one point, this was Alistair Overeem. It was either at middleweight or welterweight. I can't remember. Maybe it was middleweight. I think it might have been middleweight. Yeah, at one point, this was Alistair Overeem, guys. At one point, this was him. All right? His head got bigger. His entire body got way bigger. At one point, he had a smaller body than Yoel Romero, who fought at middleweight. I believe he fought at middleweight, but it might have been even welterweight. But I think it was middleweight. He went all the way up and became a massive heavyweight and was the most jacked fighter we've ever seen. He got caught by the commission, deflated in another. Let's look up a worse picture of him after he got deflated. Let's look up a worse picture after he got deflated. Because you can go from that crazy physique. I mean, this is insanity. I mean, this is straight up insanity. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is him. This is him when he came into the UFC. Look at this. Most people don't realize this. Look at this. This is the most insane body we've ever seen. Right? After he got caught, he came in looking so small after the fact. I mean, I'm trying to find the right picture. I'm just searching way in. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look, this is after he got caught. Look at that body. Look at that. I mean, I don't like to diagnose people with PED usage from pictures. But that one, to quote one of my favorite internet personalities from like 10 years ago, dead giveaway. Who remembers that? Who remembers that guy? Dead giveaway. I mean, that guy is juicing up and he's going out there and looking to take guys' heads off. And at one point in time, you can say, okay, well, you know, there's other guys are juicing too. And I get that argument, but I mean, he's using something crazy. I mean, that is the craziest physique I've ever seen in my entire life. There's no way that's natural. But would I love to see Overeem, let me put it this way. Overeem, I believe, was the greatest heavyweight of all time. When he was on PEDs, when he came into the UFC, he had elite level striking already. He had unbelievable durability. He had a great chin. And he also had good jiu-jitsu, good submissions, amazing kicks. There was no one going to beat Overeem. But as soon as he got busted, he started to deflate. At one point, he could have probably went down a light heavyweight. I mean, think about those pictures I just showed you. You could do side-by-sides, and you know for sure he's on PEDs. Kebab, thank you for the $2 again. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate you. Or the Swiss franc, the 2 Swiss francs. Special breed of horses, yeah. And that was his excuse. That was his excuse. That, you know, he, for whatever reason, he was just eating horse meat. And you know he tried to lie when he came back. When he came back and he was shrunk down, he said he was shedding off weight to improve his cardio. That's what he said, because he shrunk bad. And his chin completely disintegrated because when you get off PEDs, I think it has a negative effect on your chin. That's never been proven, but I believe that to be true. I wouldn't be surprised if Edwards submit Usman. He was close in the first round of the last fight. Didn't really get close, but that's the only time he ever got even in position to look for a submission, so I think it's doubtful. There's an AI feature that detects all strikes, kicks, control time, etc. accurately. I believe it should be adopted to replace the judges. I don't know if it's going to be that accurate. Poirier is going to fight the winner of Fiziev Gaethje, hopefully. What is Overeem suspended for this time? PEDs again. He tested positive for something. So later this year, do you think Usman just lays on top of AJ McKee, or how does it go? Upset? I have no idea. It's going to be interesting. He could outstrike him. Overeem should be banned. Yeah. Yeah. Alistair Overeem, when he was on PEDs, the chin was good, though. Overeem versus TRT Vitor, yeah. I mean, dude's a blatant cheater. Dead giveaway. Uncle Dana's head doubled. Yeah, that is true, too. It was probably middleweight division, but it was at 205. Yeah, either way, you can see the massive size discrepancy. Yeah, he got massively bigger. Royd Ream, Joey going in right now. All the natural, good, old Swedish horse meat. Yeah, probably. Cry. Good thing I brought this up. We needed a rent. Dead giveaway, the neighbor of the guy who had those girls. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I think it was in Ohio. Dead giveaway. Dude, that guy was awesome. Would you ever try horse meat? No. And that's a major... I don't do the whole internet diagnosis either, and you said you think this person is PEDs 100%, and I agree. Is Conor, his whole face changed? He looks... Dude, Conor admitted to it, so there's no debate about whether or not Conor is using banned substances I mean, he admitted to it. All but, he flat out admitted to it. He didn't say necessarily PEDs, but he's using banned substances. So I'll die on that hill. What do you think Merab versus Volkanovski would look like? I think Volkanovski would light him up on the feet badly. That's a major sign. Yeah, I mean, Conor definitely looks different for sure, but I'm just basing it off what he's saying online. I'm cleared for testing. Let's see if he's been tested at all yet. I bet you he still hasn't been tested, which means he hasn't entered the pool yet, which means he's not fighting. Let's go 2023, mixed martial arts, Conor McGregor. Let's take a look. Yep, no test. So that means he has not entered the USADA pool. Let's see how many times John Jones has been tested. John Jones has already been tested 7 times in 2023. Conor has not been tested once. Let's see about Chris Weidman, just out of curiosity. That's a good comparison. Chris Weidman's been tested once. So we don't even have one test for Conor McGregor. And he has a fight basically on the books. Stop hating Uberim. No, stop. No issues if PEDs is for healing health. Agreed to an extent, but we're 2 years after the fact. And he's still not getting tested. Weidman's getting tested. And it's not the point that he's necessarily using them. He should still be tested, and they should give him a pass for him. And he should still have to face the 6-month window. If he gets a pass for the 6-month window, that is egregious. And they might as well get rid of the whole USADA thing. Is horse meat really a thing? I think in some countries people eat it. Leon going to KO Usman again? Maybe. Vitor Belfort also deflated in the UFC. Yeah, he was abusing TRT. Bro, I didn't know you used to look like that. What the F? He looked shredded when he entered and looked horrible after he got caught. Bro, there should have been a point where he was banned from combat sports. Yeah, for sure. Ilya Topuria, new most delusional fighter, saying he would easily win against Khabib Conor and saying he's going to outsell Conor. That is pretty crazy. That's crazy. I don't think he's beaten a 55er. Prime Condit versus 170 McGregor. Who wins? Condit's an elite striker. He just didn't have the grappling. So I'll say Condit. Prime Condit. Not just washed up Condit. Merab's cardio is unbelievable. Shoots 49 takedowns and throws over 200 strikes and doesn't slow down. He's either just a total machine or an EPO. It definitely suspicious, but some guys just have crazy cardio. Who'd you pick in Umar versus Merab if they fought right now? I think it could go either way. I'd pick Merab, though, probably. Chandler said Conor still not tested by USADA until now. I know. I just checked myself. You can check online. So that means at the bare minimum he could enter today and fight in mid-September. I don't think he's fighting until November. It wouldn't shock me if Chandler versus McGregor doesn't even happen. I think Conor might just want to go do some of that celebrity boxing type stuff. I hope Conor comes back on some next level high-end roids and knocks Chandler brutal. I think he will. Regardless. I have a feeling Chandler versus McGregor. I just said that. I didn't even see that message yet. I have a feeling it could not happen as well. They might use it to sell the show and it might ultimately not happen. I want to see Uber Joey. Imagine if I was taking the stuff that Alistair Overeem was on. I think Topuria can beat Jalen Turner. Whew. That would be nuts. That would be positively nuts. I'm trying to think of another fighter. Let's see how many times Michael Chandler's been tested. Let's take a look. Chandler hasn't been tested this year either. Conspiracy. Conor still needs to take banned substance while he's coming off all the good stuff. Dude, the thing about taking PEDs, and it's shown in the past with other fighters, once you get off of them, all of a sudden you just start melting. So if we start seeing Conor melt the second he enters the USADA program, look, I'll tell you right now, USADA is literally worthless if they waive the 6-month waiting period for Conor McGregor. I'll tell you right now, it's straight up useless at that point. Straight up useless. Because at that point, you can just juice until you re-enter, and you get all the effects in your fight. I want to see Chandler flatline. Dude just refuses to fight smart. He got finished by Will Brooks. There was one fight he got hit so hard he backed up and called timeout. He was like this. He got clipped and he backed up against the fence and just called timeout. It was a TKO. Does Jan ever fight for the belt again? I'll say yes. Would you be surprised if Merab got busted for EPO? I wouldn't be surprised if any fighter got busted for EPO. I hope Conor knocks Chandler 2 and Conor vs. Islam made for Conor vs. Khabib 2.0 going to be a huge fight. I think that's what the UFC's hoping for. I really do. Conor could pop and there's no way the UFC would make it public. They'll cover it somehow. You think they're going to suspend Conor for 2 years? No way. After he's already sat out for 2 years? There is no way. And they would make an excuse. They would say, oh, it's because of the injury, this and that. That's what would happen. But yeah, I think the UFC's hoping for a Conor versus Islam matchup. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't yet liked this stream, do me a favor and like this stream. It helps in the algorithm. And also, if anybody's watching right now and they're not subscribed, go subscribe. I want to get to 10K already. We're not even to 8K yet somehow. We picked up like 1,000 subscribers in like 1 month, and now it started to slow down a little bit for some reason. So, we're almost to 8K. We're only 145 subscribers away from 8,000. 10K, 5 digits. 5 digit subscriber count is what I want to get to. So, if you guys could do me that favor, I would greatly appreciate it. Joey, how long did it take you to pronounce Nurmagomedov? I pretty much knew it right away. What sucks for me is I want to call him Habib, but I constantly call him Khabib. Which sucks. It's just I've called him Khabib for so long. So you'll see in videos sometimes I'll talk about him. I'll say Habib, Khabib, Habib, Khabib. How good is Pavlovich's wrestling, or can we say he's not been tested like that? His wrestling is not good. He got ragdolled and beat up by Alistair Overeem, and I think finished, to be honest. I think it was Alistair Overeem. Finished him. Yeah, he finished him in the first round. Took him down and beat him up. So, and that wasn't even Overeem at the time. That was just regular Overeem. Some say John Jones just serves a silent suspension. It could be. I have a video that I made on the channel a while ago. Not that long ago. It's a great video. It is called, you can just go to my channel if you want to find it in the future. It is called, Does the UFC and Dana White Manipulate USADA to Protect Star UFC Fighters? Should have got a lot more views. Did not get a lot of views 6 months ago. And I talk about all the stuff that goes on with USADA, all the sketchy instances. I recommend checking out that video. I talk about Vitor Belfort and all that stuff. And Brock Lesnar and his waived of a waiting period for USADA, and the Conor McGregor stuff, and the John Jones stuff as well. Derek, look at you trying to butter me up with a $5 super chat. Joey, I am driving home, 50-minute out, really need some driving pleasure. Dude's sending out $5 for some pleasure online. What kind of person you think I am? What kind of person you think I am? But thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long we go. It's almost midnight already, which is crazy. I'm telling you, when I jump on these streams, time goes by very, very fast. But yeah, appreciate the $5. Pretty soon, yeah, another man asking another man for pleasure online. Pretty soon I'm going to start, by the time I get to 10K or maybe a little bit over 10K, I'm going to start rearranging this background. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff here. I'm going to put like a bookshelf in the back. I might put a couch here, honestly. So appreciate the donation. Every dollar that's ever been donated to me, I'm putting towards the channel. So I eventually want to just have the most sickest, awesome LED, cool lights, neon lights, all in the background. I already have like this light here and this light here. But appreciate the $5 nonetheless. But this ain't, I'm not a GTA hooker, okay? $5 for 50 minutes of pleasure? I don't think so. What place has the best buffalo wings? America's Best Wings, in my opinion. Do you think Gilbert Burns still thinks about his loss to Chimaev? Probably not. I don't think so. Suspicious. Who do you have in the Nelson versus Barberina fight? I'm probably taking Gunnar Nelson. The Conor McGregor groupie. Yo, what's your early prediction for Olives Dariush? I'm going Dariush, second TKO. I flip back and forth. I'm leaning Charles Oliveira right now, but I can't promise that one will change 8 times between now and the fight. That one's a tough fight to pick. But I could see either guy getting the finish, and I think it's going to be a very compelling matchup. What are the chances Uberim was natty his whole career? I'd bet my life that he was not. Put a cage fence behind you? Yeah, that's what I'll do next. I'll get a power slap podium and just start streaming live from the power slap podium. Yeah, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure yet. I already got some soundproofing just to kind of help. I got a little bit of an echo in here. And also it's kind of loud throughout the house sometimes when I'm in here screaming and stuff. So I'm going to put some soundproofing behind the camera. Some soundproofing over here on the left-hand side out of view. And then when I get rid of this and I get a bookshelf back there, I might put some up there because it's pretty cool. It's like got a specific design to it. Let me show you what it looks like. I bought like some stuff that like has a unique design. This is what it looks like. So it looks kind of cool. And then I want to get an LED bar that I'm going to like sit somewhere back there. And I'm gonna just really like make it look really clean and nice. Like right now, I don't love this here. So I might just move this to my spare room. Or I might just outright get rid of it. I don't really need any of this stuff. But, I don't like throwing out good furniture. But, yeah. I'm going to make changes. I'm going to make before the end of the year. It's not all going to happen at once. It's going to be a slow. Because I can't just buy everything at once and then try to figure it out. I have to slowly figure it out. And I'm actually thinking about, the reason I'm thinking about putting a couch here is I don't think it'll look bad. I don't think it'll look bad in the background. And then I might put a TV over here on this wall. So instead of coming up and watching fights on here, when I'm just doing research, not when I'm streaming, but when I'm just doing research, I can just sit on the couch and watch the TV instead of sitting in the computer chair watching on my computer monitor. I'll have like a bigger like LED or OLED TV here watching it. I'm not getting rid of my bobbleheads. My bobbleheads will still be in a shelf somewhere. You look like Roman Dolidze. Appreciate you. Is the couch for when Chris Curtis comes over? Yeah. Connor versus Izzy at 185. Izzy would starch him badly. In Illinois, America's Best is an eye care place. We have an America's Best Wings and America's Best Eye Care in the same shopping center. So, show off the fresh cut. You like it? You like it? On this channel, I don't hide my face, nor do I hide my hairline. Look at that. Look at that. I got some thick hair right there, okay? It may not be the best hairline ever, but look at that. It's not bad at all. Look at that thick hair right there. Some people have channels, they don't even show their face. Some people have channels, they don't even show their hairline. I will not hide any of that on this channel. Because guess what? I don't care. I'm just here dishing out pleasure left and right. Imagine if I really put a cage fence behind me. That'd be hilarious. Connor versus Masvidal. I think they should have booked that. I think they should have booked that. I left for 10 minutes and got weird in here. Y'all take the bobblehead, not getting rid of that. You should unironically invite Chris Curtis over to watch the fights and eat buffalo wings. That's going to be difficult considering he lives in Las Vegas. Cut looking fresh. Appreciate you, Stylebender. There's some people in the chat that want to try to criticize, but I already know what their hairline looks like. I already know. Yeah, I'm making Neil Magny. I literally, what I did is I went into the barber. I took a picture of Neil Magny. I said, give me the Neil Magny. And he said, you know what? I can't do that. And I said, all right, then give me the Damon Jackson instead. Nah. This is the same. This is honestly, this is the shortest my hair has been. Well, recently I got a really short haircut in January, but I decided to stick with it, but just a little bit longer now. This is a little bit longer than I got it back in January. But this is the shortest. This year has been the shortest my hair has been. Better. And it just looks like a worse hairline because my hair's not as long. But my hairline has looked, I looked back on old pictures, my hairline has looked exactly the same for the last 15 years. Exactly like this. I was just looking at pictures the other day, just out of curiosity. And it's been the same for 15 years. You changed since putting the champion Venom gear. Don't let the power get to your head. Okay, fair enough. What's the joke with Chris Curtis? I don't know what kind of joke he's trying to make there. Brandon Vargas, thank you for the $5 super chat. How would you feel if a friend brings you to buy a box from America's Best Wings and puts Wingstop inside? I'd be pissed. And I would know right away. I would know immediately. I'd be pissed, though. Look, I'm going to be honest. If a friend brings me America's Best Wings and it's actually Wingstop inside, we're throwing hands. Dude's catching the mittens quick. And we're not friends anymore. And, yeah. That's what I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. So, don't let that ever happen. I mean, America's Best Wings, are they buying that shit from the grocery store, honestly? Is that what's going on there? Are they buying that stuff from the grocery store, the frozen section, and just sticking it in the microwave? That's what it tasted like the 2 times I went. I mean, literally, Wingstop is horrible. I got a Wingstop very close to me, and I got America's Best Wings very close to me. I always go to America's Best Wings. Does anyone in the chat have an America's Best Wings that they've been to? Now my back is itching. What the hell is going on here? I'm curious. But thank you, Brandon Vargas. Appreciate your $5 super chat. Joey, yeah, you started big time in us since you rocked your Venom gear. I don't even know what that means. I started big time. What have I done? Vince, I'm not even reading your messages unless you're sending a super chat, okay? That's the new rule here for you, Vince. Good wings are hard to come by, and I don't have an America's Best Wings near me. I wish you did, man. I wish you did. If there's ever a UFC event in Maryland again, and you come, I'll take you to America's Best Wings. It's so good. It's so good. I think I sent a picture in the Discord before. But it was a while ago. I have a picture somewhere, but they got the best wings. Let's see if I can find this picture. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is America's Best Wings. I think they got the best wings. There you go. Boom. I don't know how good they look in pictures, but they're damn good. So, I need to get a sponsorship with them. I love wings. I love buffalo wings. I don't think there's an America's Best near me. I like wings at Applebee's. I've never had the Applebee's wings. Never get wings from Pizza Hut. I would never get food from Pizza Hut in general. I bet you Pizza Hut literally takes like the Tyson frozen wings from the grocery store and throws them right in the microwave. And then covers them in sauce afterwards. I bet you they're rubbery. I bet you they're not crispy at all. And I bet you they're horrendous. I can literally imagine what Pizza Hut wings taste like. How's it going, Joey? It's going good. I make my own wings. Yeah, I've made my own wings before. Go to the store, get them, butcher them up. If you buy them whole and you butcher them up yourself. But it's just a pain in the ass because if you do it, you either have to grill it or deep fry it. And if you deep fry it, it smells. I used to do that occasionally. I used to have a deep fryer and do that on occasion. But then I'd go out back and set something up and deep fry out back because the smell was too strong for in terms of oil. They don't look that saucy. They were saucier than they looked in the picture. I'll tell you that much. And also, those were hot Old Bay. So they had Old Bay on them too. Who was keeping Pizza Hut in business? No idea. I worked at Pizza Hut for years. It's frozen and just fried and tossed in sauce. Yeah, I can imagine they're horrible. I did have America's Best Wings one time when I worked in Gaithersburg, Maryland for a month. Did you enjoy it? Dave Zilla, did you enjoy it? It looks like only one person had it. I'm still trying to find a good wing place in Denver. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, a lot of places have mediocre wings. Mediocre wings. Anyone who brings over Pizza Hut wings to my place is getting the Boston Crab. I'm calling the police if you try to give me Pizza Hut wings. Dude, I'm shooting you in the head if you try to give me Pizza Hut wings. But what's crazy is I bet you they're about the same as Wingstop. Wingstop is horrendous. I can't believe Wingstop is even in business. What sucks is Buffalo Wild Wings has good wings. They're not as good as America's Best. But the problem with Buffalo Wild Wings, the service at the Buffalo Wild Wings near me, I have two of them near me, and they're both horrendous. They're both horrendous. I actually, this weekend, I might go to another one that's like 40 minutes away with a buddy, and I'll have to report back on how that is. But it's just like a solo location. Literally any other pizza place. Yeah, I'm surprised Pizza Hut hasn't gone out of business. Remember when they used to try to pretend to be like a fancy pizza place? Pizza Hut is like Overeem after USADA. What's wrong with Wingstop? It's horrible. I had a weird dream last night about the main event getting canceled. Oh, God, don't even say that, bro. Don't even say that. That is actually terrifying. Yeah, Little Caesars. Little Caesars, I like to call that the poverty pizza, you know? I mean, I'm never going to I haven't been to Little Caesars in forever. If I get pizza, honestly, it's not even really from, it's something like not even franchised places. It's from like places that are only Maryland specific, really. The poverty pizza. Yeah, the Little Caesars is the poverty pizza. That's what it really is. It's just horrible. I mean, I haven't had it in years, but it's horrible last time I went. Who do you think is the backup fighter for Usman and Edwards? I don't think they have a backup fighter. I think it's trilogy or nothing. Unpopular opinion, boneless aren't wings. They're mini tenders that have been more batter than chicken. America's Best Wings has very good boneless wings. I know technically it's chicken breast, but they're just like nothing but like hunk chicken breast, and it's not a lot of batter, just a little bit of batter. They're pretty good. Ew, dude likes Papa John's. Stop. Ew. But hopefully, I might go on Friday. I might go on Friday to that other Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm debating about it. I probably am going. I'm probably going to go near there to play disc golf, and then afterwards, boom, might as well hit a place I've never been before. I'll have to see how good they are. Once Domino's got rid of 30-minute delivery time, it was over. Yeah, there's not a single pizza place that I enjoy. Pizza Hut's horrible. Papa John's, I mean, like I wouldn't even, like, you know how sometimes you'll buy food and give it to like a homeless person? I wouldn't buy them Papa John's. They'd probably be offended. For me, it's like the random like solo places that you can get good pizza from. And anyone eating Little Caesars, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie. If I saw like a mother buying her 3 young children Little Caesars, I'm calling Child Protective Services. Brick oven pizzas, goated. Never had it. Do you have a never heard of it. Never heard of that. France. I don't know how to say that other word. But no, we don't. What's your favorite flavor of wings behind Buffalo? I mean, like a really hot Buffalo, like a nuclear. They have like nuclear. But I like Old Bay too. Why have you asked that question twice and then retracted it? Are you messaging on the wrong YouTube account? Because I see the messages going through and then getting retracted. Just tuned in. Can Leon beat Kamaru again? Also, Gaethje can beat Rafael, isn't it? I don't know what the isn't it part is, but Leon can definitely beat Kamaru again. But it'll have to be by making adjustments from the second fight into the third, building on what he did in the second fight, what he did well in the second fight, and expanding on that in the third fight. And it won't be by a fluke knockout. If Leon Edwards wins this time, it'll be by decision, stuffing the takedowns and landing on the feet. You're not Alito's pizza respecter. The sauces, I've only had it one time and I don't remember what it tastes like. The pizza place should have angry Italian working the kitchen or I'm leaving. Okay. I can tolerate Papa John's though. It's the best out of the chains. No, it's not. No. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. Getting a single mother arrested for Little Caesars is wild. Yeah. I'm going to call Child Protective Services and say I saw her waving around a handgun at her small children. Dude, Little Caesars is so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they're opening up cardboard boxes, smearing sauce on them, and then cooking them in the oven. As far as Gaethje, he can beat Rafael Fiziev for sure. I have a full breakdown and prediction on the channel. And I think people are massively underestimating Justin Gaethje's skill set. I ultimately think Fiziev will win. But I do think people are underestimating Gaethje. He may be able to pull it off. Mango habanero sauce is the only good thing at Domino's. Okay. It's probably been the funniest stream tonight. Depends. Did you watch last night's stream? Last night's stream was pretty funny. Usman had no signs of losing that fight until the KO. Even if Leon wins this fight, you're not wrong for choosing Usman over Leon. Agreed. I think if Leon wins, honestly, it has to be building on what he did well in the second fight. He has to get more aggressive. He has to not worry about the takedown as much because he's confident in his wrestling, and he has to brutally chop the legs of Kamaru Usman. There is a path to victory for Leon, but it's via decision. It's not most likely via KO. But yeah, I mean, my prediction for Usman Edwards was on spot on for the last fight, minus the fluky KO. Joey, I want to see Umar Nurmagomedov tested. I want to see him against matchups, but I want to get your opinion. Which fight is more compelling to you, Merab or O'Malley? I think he beats both. I think it's too early to say if he beats both, but if I could choose one, probably Merab is probably more compelling. But I kind of want to see Merab O'Malley. I almost want to make a video on Friday. What is Leon Edwards' path to victory at UFC 286? Because I'll be able to tell pretty early if I think he's going to win or not. Because he has to fight a completely different fight. People want to say what an inspiring performance to get that KO. He fought an uninspired fight in his last fight. And he pulled it out of the fire. He has to fight drastically different in this fight if he wants to win. Joe, I'm curious in a cross-promotion bout who would win Usman Nurmagomedov versus Charles Oliveira. It'd be close. I'd probably go Charles Oliveira. Leon has to win using the tie clinch, calf kick, setting up combos. He has to move forward, man. He has to back Usman up. But what happens is Leon likes to use the cage as a crutch to not get taken down. But Usman has good takedowns up against the fence. But out in the open, if Leon Edwards gets his feet moving, has good footwork, is landing combinations, is backing Usman up, is chopping the legs, moving well, circling well, it's going to be hard for Usman to find that moment in the action to even find a shot. But we'll see how he fights. We'll see how he fights. Do you think Merab can make flyweight? No, I don't think. He's talked about saying he can before, but I don't think he can. Make that path to victory. I think it'll get big views. I may not. I think I made one before, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago. And it was a series that I was kind of thinking about doing here and there. Let me double check. I remember what video idea I had, but I don't know if I ever made it or not. Yeah, I did. How Robert Whittaker defeats Israel Adesanya at UFC 271. I made that video last year. What was that, last February? I don't know how this dude Usman has to walk downstairs backwards but can still fight in a cage. I think all that shit's a little bit over-exaggerated. I think he's hyping himself up. I think it's one of those things where he pretends like it's worse than it is for the hype. People are like, yeah, he doesn't have good knees and this and that, and he's still winning fights. I think it's a bit of that. I really do. I really do think it's a bit of that. Because think about it. It looks more impressive if he says that shit. And I think that's what's going on there. I truly do. Does Tony Ferguson beat Paddy Pimblett or the demons in his head? I hope Tony retires, honestly. Why does Dagestani need to win 10 fights to get a title shot? Islam 10, Habib 9, Magomed 9. I don't know. If Usman's knees are as bad as people say, Leon needs to hyperextend them like John Jones. He threw like 2 oblique kicks early in the second fight. If Congressman beats Burns, I'm going into hiding and cancel my membership. Fair enough. That'll be disgusting. Because I might have to make a video about that, because that would be disturbing. Because you know what happens after that. If Leon and Masvidal win, that's going to be horrific, honestly. Bro, Paddy's such a bum that Tony should up at 279 would beat him. Probably. I'd love to see Adrian Yanez do well in the division, but the grappling there could make it really tough for him. Agreed. I don't know if he's even going to get by Rob Font. Rob Font's a very good fighter. I don't know if he can get by him. Joe, do you think Umar would get the O'Malley fight or Merab fight if Habib promotes him and pushes him to the UFC like they did with Islam? Habib's not fighting anymore, so he really doesn't have a lot of promotion power. I mean, he can talk about him, but I hope he gets the Merab fight, but I don't think he will. But that would be awesome if he did. That'd be awesome if he did. You notice, did anybody see how O'Malley came out and said, yeah, Jan had a close fight with Aljo, but I beat him. I beat him. But it was a close fight with Aljo, but it wasn't a close fight with him. What happened to Eagle FC? I have no idea what's going on with Eagle FC. New mythical fighter, backwards Usman. Sounds about right. What's more likely, Jorge getting another win or becoming a good father? Probably get another good win. I don't know. I don't know about his personal life. So I can't say, my friend. Is Floyd... I have no idea what Floyd is doing. I have no idea. By the way, what's going on, Blaze One? What's going on, man? Thank you for being a long-time member of the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description, by the way. Skang Biscuit, thank you for the £2. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And what's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining me. I'll be streaming tomorrow night, and I'll definitely be streaming Friday night as well. Tomorrow I'll be streaming about 9 p.m. Friday as well, around 9, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you join me on Wednesday and Friday. You guys are just using me nonstop for hours of pleasure this week, okay? For hours of pleasure. Does Allen get it done against Max? I'm skeptical, but I think it's possible. Max Holloway's just so good. Allen's untested still, even though he beat Calvin Kattar. Even though he beat Calvin Kattar, I mean, he got injured quick, but he was winning up until that point. So it's tough. It's tough. I don't know who I'm picking. That's a tough fight to pick, my friend. I feel like if I had to guess now, I think ultimately I'll probably go with Max, but I picked Allen in my early prediction. Who is more likely to get the belt back, Usman, Izzy, or Yuri Prohaska? If I had to pick most likely out of those three, Usman. I think Usman is most likely. Kelvin Gastelum might actually be washed. I don't think he is. But I think if he loses to Chris Curtis, who's a very good fighter, I think people will act like he's washed. I think Kelvin Gastelum's still a top 10 fighter. Joey, how confident are you that Ferguson versus Lee 2 will be made? Not confident at all, and I have no desire to see it, to be quite honest. I mean, who wants to really see that matchup? Who wants to see that matchup? I don't. I don't want to see Kevin Lee fight at all. Dude struggled with Diego Sanchez, who's literally like 90 years old and hanging upside down like Spider-Man, getting punched by a cult leader. I wonder what Joshua Fabi is doing day to day. That is one thing that actually piques my interest. What is that guy doing? If I could contact him for an interview, I would love to do it. That would be hilarious. Somebody get me a Josh Fabia interview. Somebody track him down. Tell him I want to give him a platform on here and talk to him. I would absolutely love to do that interview. Well, Kevin blew his knee out. I don't care, dude. You can't look that way against Diego Sanchez. The dead corpse of Diego Sanchez. Joey, what do you think of this matchup? Ian Gary versus Jack Della Maddalena. Sign me up. That's a fight that I posted that I wanted to see immediately following the fight. By the way, guys, if you don't follow me, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MMAJoeyC. My goal is to get 1,000 followers on both those before the end of the year. Did you read Pete's response? Did she mention an injury? I don't know what you're talking about. But Ian Gary versus Jack Della Maddalena would be awesome, but I don't think the UFC books it. I would favor Jack Della Maddalena to absolutely starch Ian Gary badly. Jordan Williams was landing. Jack Della Maddalena will land as well. So, yeah, I don't think the UFC makes that fight. Gastelum is done. Took too much damage and never recovered after the Izzy fight. I don't know about all that. He arguably beat Cannonier. Got your eye on anyone on the prelims? Yeah, I can't wait for that Joanne Calderwood, Luana Carolina fight. But yeah, I got my eye on the prelims. I got my eye on Jack Shore, Makwan Amirkhani. I got my eye on Mohamed Makayev versus Jeffel Fialho. I think is how you pronounce it. And I got my eye on Laron Murphy. Isn't it weird how we have Christian Leroy Duncan and we got Chris Duncan on the card as well? But yeah. Laron Murphy versus Gabriel Santos is a fight to keep your eye on as well. So. Holland versus Ponzinibbio, who wins? Probably Holland, but it's tough. That's a tough one to pick. Piotr's response, I did not see it. Oh, God. Michelle Shadowboxing Watterson is fighting at 287. Just walk away already. She was never good, and people pretend like she's good, and she's not at all. It's actually embarrassing. It's actually really embarrassing. But yeah. I don't want to see it at all. This guy is a clown. This guy is a clown. X out of this. Okay. Islam versus Fiziev winner. I'd have to go Islam, but I think Fiziev could beat him. I think he could. But I would favor Islam. I think he would get the takedown. I mean, Fiziev is going to have to work on his takedown defense tremendously. He got taken down by Dos Anjos, but it was tough, and it was later in the rounds, and he got right back up. But I think the threat of the takedown is going to make Fiziev tentative on the feet. I'd love to see that matchup. You follow me on IG? Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Dave Zilla. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm going to start posting on there more often. That's my problem. I haven't been posting on there enough. I got to start posting on there more often. Michael Morales versus Ian Gary. I would like to see it. I don't think it's going to happen either, though. On a scale from 1 to 10, how shocked will you be if Gaethje KOs Fiziev? Like a 4? I won't be that shocked. I think it's very possible. It's very possible. Fiziev is hittable. People are acting like Fiziev's unhittable. Justin Gaethje is a very good striker and has nasty power in both his hands, and Fiziev is very hittable. Who would you pick between Fiziev and Prime Barboza? Fiziev all day. I love the fact that you upload often. What's your future plans for this channel or goals in general? Appreciate you, Abraham. I'm glad you're enjoying the frequent uploads. Goals, 10,000 subscribers, then 20,000 subscribers, then eventually 100,000 subscribers. Plans for the channel, make a decent income off the channel, you know, whether it become from ad revenue, donations, memberships, all those 3 things together. Make enough revenue where I can do this for a decent income and do it full time and have the best possible MMA channel that I can possibly have, which I already have the best video quality and audio quality possible, but there's always room for improvement. And I'm also going to rearrange my background and make it look sweet. I was looking online earlier. Did you know how most people have like a nice like bookshelf in the background? I found this crazy bookshelf online. I was like, man, I'd really like to have this in the background because it had like a little ladder too. You know the bookshelves with the ladder attached? I wanted it badly, but it's $4,000. That ain't happening. That's not a channel upgrade I'm willing to make. But it would be sweet to get. Maybe if I make it big time, that'll be in my background. But yeah, it's got one of those little ladders on it. So you can climb up the ladder. It might just be for decoration, the ladder. But yeah, I found it on Costco. I was looking. Imagine if I spent $4,000 just for a bookshelf for my background. But it would look beautiful. And that's the goal. By the end of this year, I'm going to have... It's going to be weird at first, but I'm going to change the background a little bit. I've thought about it. I've thought about putting my desk on this wall over here. There's a wall over here. I don't know if I can turn my camera enough for you guys to see. Let me see. Look, I thought about putting it over there, but now my camera's going to be all messed up, and I'm not going to be centered. I thought about putting my desk over there and then having my background be the wall behind me, like here, this wall. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it here. I kind of like having the window behind it. And then I'm probably going to get another lamp for over here. I'm probably going to get rid of all this. I'm going to get a couch or a futon here. I'm going to have 2 lamps. I'm going to have some cool looking sound. I don't really need the soundproofing over here, but it kind of looks cool. Put some soundproofing back on this wall. Stuff like that. All the stuff like that. And it's going to look pretty sweet. I thought about it. I have a basement that I've started finishing, but it hasn't really been a priority. I just framed it and insulated it a little bit, but I haven't really, worked on it in a bit just because there's been no real reason to. But I've thought about finishing out the basement and really making it into a cool man cave and moving everything down there. But the problem with that is then everything above, when my dog's running back and forth upstairs on the floor, I'm going to hear it above me. And I don't think I would like that. So why not stick in this room? And I have 2 other rooms that I don't necessarily use. I've thought about moving to another room, but they're all basically the same size as this room. And I'm already set up in here, so why not just stay here? But yeah, the goals is to grow the channel this year, improve it as much as I possibly can, and rock lots of Venom gear, and see how Leon Edwards does at elevation. That's my goals. But appreciate you wondering. Joey, are you a boxing fan? I am not. Bobby Green was putting it on Fiziev in the third round. It's because it was a high-paced fight. It's a massively high-paced fight. Who is Whitaker fighting next? Costa, Duplessis, or Chimaev? I'll say Chimaev, but I don't know. Joey, how does Almeida do against Derek Lewis? I think he would murk Derek Lewis and submit him in the first round. In a weird way, this is Justin's version of Beneil Gamrot fight. We'll see who walks away the winner, the UFC vet or the new kid on the block. Agreed, that's 100% accurate. Ben Askren is the GOAT. No. Glad I could catch a stream as always. Thank you, Marcellus. I kind of like the background as is. I know, it's almost like nostalgic. I think, once I move this stuff, it's going to feel really weird. Because at first what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this stuff. I'm going to move it into my spare room. And then it's going to be weird because it's going to be like empty here. But then I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to put there. That's why I haven't really done anything yet. Is there anything in the closet? Yeah, there's like decorations for different holidays and stuff. The closet's got a bunch of like totes in it and stuff like that. I also have like a little cabinet right here next to me. I don't know if you guys can really see it. My hand's on it right now. But it's just a black cabinet that's sitting here. 4,000 can get you a Venom hoodie. That is true. I can get a whole Venom get up for 4,000. That's a hell of a deal. If Edwards wins Islam versus Edwards end of year Islam double champ. Nah, I don't think that happens. When do you plan on going to a UFC event? I'm guessing it would help grow your channel. I don't know if it would help me grow my channel. I don't think it would help grow my channel. Would me going to an event and doing what? It's not like I'm going to be able to ask questions. It's not going to be able to interview fighters, so I don't think it will help. But it'll be fun, and I want to go to an event. Joey, is Dominic Cruz versus Davison Figueiredo a real possibility? Yes, it is. I don't know if it will happen, but it is a real possibility. Joey flexing his big old spacious house. I mean, it is pretty big, but no, I wasn't flexing it. I don't know. I got my house. I have 4 bedrooms in my house, and I got a basement. Without including the basement, I think my house is like 3,000 square feet or like 2,800 square feet, something like that. Including the basement, it's probably like 3,600 square feet, something along those lines. I've posted videos of my house, like the inside of my house, on Discord before. I don't know if you missed them or not. I've posted like what the outside, just to kind of give you guys a glance of what I'm looking at when I leave the room. Because it's interesting. You guys only see from one angle. So I've posted videos on Discord before of what my house looks like, what my TV, what my living room setup looks like. I wonder how loud the O2 will be during the main event. I think it'll be loud, but I think it'll die down quickly when Usman shoots on a takedown and gets him down. For some reason, I see Justin beating Fiziev by third round TKO. I'm calling it. Okay, we will find out on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that fight. I am looking forward to it. Were you high on Johnny Walker before Corey Anderson beat him? I wasn't crazy high on him, but I was high on him. Let me put it that way. Isn't it bad for the sport or UFC when stars like Hamzat and Colby rarely fight? I don't think Colby's a star, but I do think it's bad for the sport when fighters that people are interested in don't fight. Of course. You can say the same thing, Conor hasn't really fought. I'm sure there's John Jones up until recently. So it's never good for the sport. At this point, I don't think Chimaev ever becomes champion. It's just annoying. He was so active and then it just died off. Joey, we have 3 Mexican champions in the UFC. Which one do you think the UFC is going to push the most and be the next best thing and the biggest star in Mexico? Yair Rodriguez if he beats Alexander Volkanovski. Then Brandon Moreno, then Grasso. I think if Yair beats Volkanovski, they'll do an immediate rematch regardless of how it ends. And if Yair is able to hold on to that featherweight title, they will push him hard. Make a vlog. I don't think people are going to like that, but maybe. Islam and Edwards have a history. Islam wants that fight. Okay, maybe it'll happen then. What up, Joey? I got a cheeseburger. Awesome. Damn, just saw the full card for 287. Damn good card. Yeah, 287 is incredible. I'll probably stream that entire full card from the very first fight to the last fight. I'm really looking forward to that card. It's sick. It is absolutely sick. I'm really looking forward to that one. It's going to be incredible. It is going to be incredible. So, it's right around the corner. I feel like it can't be Khamzat's fault he's not fighting. It's got to be Dana and UFC politics. They could have him waiting around to see what happens in Leon versus Usman, and they may give him a title shot afterwards. That may be what they're doing, because the next 2 championship fights could affect Khamzat Chimaev's future. So I think that's what's happening. Yair's plus 310 against Volk right now on FanDuel. They're giving him a chance to win. Is it even on FanDuel right now? Let me go take a look. Let me take a look. I got to check this out. All sports, MMA, UFC fights. EA's plus 310. That's crazy. I might have to bet on Yair. You can only bet a max of 645 on Yair. Dude, I think Yair may really win that one. I really think he could. So, that's crazy. Discord is for members only? Yes. Yes, it is. What did someone ask? Oh, what is your Discord? Yeah, if you become a member of the channel, it's $3. You get access to the Discord. You get extra live streams. You get a loyalty badge next to your name. You get custom emojis to use in the chat as well as the comments for $3. And it's a great way to support the channel. The link is in the description. If you become a member, you can go to the members community tab and the Discord link is there. So if anybody wants to become a member, join the Discord. The Discord is excellent. I'm telling you right now. Once you join the Discord, you'll regret not having joined sooner. You will enjoy it. It is worth the $3 alone, but you also get extra live streams, stuff like that. Look, if anyone wants to become a member, here's the link. There is the link right there. You don't even have to go find it. Joey, can I send you a pic of you wearing the Venom gear so you can make an emoji for the channel? Yeah, maybe that'll be the next one I do. Maybe. We'll see. Let me see something real quick. My members keep fluctuating. And you need a certain amount of members, the more emojis you want to have. So let me see if I even have room for it right now. As soon as I do, I can add it if people want it. I'll have to ask others. Emojis. Let's see. Cancel. Exit. I'm trying to remember how to upload emojis. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I don't know how to do it. I went to edit. And it's just not showing up. It's just not showing up at all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how you get to the emojis. I don't remember how you get there. Customize. Okay, is this it? Emojis. Yeah, I need a couple more members to add another emoji. So as soon as I get those members, because it keeps fluctuating. My membership keeps fluctuating. Some people join, cancel, join, cancel. And yeah, as soon as I can, if I'll ask the members and see what people want. And I can make that one. Let me see, where was I at? What is going on? How do I even see? I don't forgot to even see how many. Yeah, I think I need 2 more members to add an emoji. My other goal for this year is get 100 members on the channel. Is the one emoji Rockhold after Yan KO'd him? Yes. Let me know later I have a good photo editor. What do you mean by photo editor? What do we need to edit? I'm confused. What do we need to edit? Isn't it just a traditional picture? But yeah, we also have this Chris Curtis flipping off the finger emoji, which is excellent. Okay. But yeah, that's how you join the Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, there's the link. Khamzat versus Shavkat is the fight to make. I know. I'm dying to see it myself. I am dying to see it myself. I hope it happens. But to me, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen. I'm exiting out of all these tabs I have open now. Okay, don't need this anymore. Support my dog. Appreciate you. He got the thoughts giving members free. Okay. I'll sign up now, dog. Appreciate it, man. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the Discord, man. The Discord is worth it alone. Eventually, when I grow the channel, when I get like 15K, 20K subs, I'm going to start up another tier and add extra benefits to that. But for right now, I just stick with it. It's simple. It's $3, cheap enough, and plenty of benefits to it. What is your pick for Casey O'Neill, Jennifer Maia? I don't know. I've been back and forth on that one. I think they're both garbage, but I'm probably going Casey O'Neill. Jennifer Maia is hit or miss. Sometimes she looks great. Sometimes she looks horrible. She's super inconsistent. She's getting up there in age. Casey O'Neill is someone the UFC's kind of trying to build a little bit. Let's see who Casey O'Neill's recent fights were. But UFC kind of pushes her a bit. She fought Roxanne Modafferi and had trouble with Roxanne. Yeah, I don't know if I can pick her. To have a competitive fight with Roxanne Modafferi. Wasn't that Roxanne's retirement fight? Ugh. But yeah, there's some Casey O'Neill simps out there for sure, which is crazy to me. But yeah, there's some Casey O'Neill simps out there that are looking forward to seeing her fight. But yeah, I think it's a low-level fight. I'm so happy that's no longer on the main card. It's a low-level fight. Usman Nurmagomedov versus top 5 UFC lightweights. Who wins? He loses to all of them except Michael Chandler. He beats Chandler. Usman's very good. He could win some of them too. I don't know. Why is Gunnar Nelson 2 fights from the end this Saturday? Pretty random. Yeah, it makes no sense. Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze should be the feature fight on the card. Thoughts on Juliana Miller? I think she's awful. Honestly, I don't even know. I've kind of blocked out her fights. Yeah, I don't think she's 3-1. Brogan Walker nor Juliana Miller belong in the UFC, but I don't even know who I'm picking. Because Veronica Hardy is like, what is she, like 40 years old? Let's see how old she is. No, she's 27 years old. I thought she was older than that. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, but she hasn't fought since 2020. She hasn't won a fight since 2019. I thought she was getting up there in age, to be honest, but she's only 27. Maybe I just automatically assumed she was older because she was dating Dan Hardy. How old is Dan Hardy? Or she's married to Dan Hardy. Dan Hardy's 40 years old. So that's why I was confused. Yeah. So 13-year age gap there. Hamzat's done at welterweight. I hope not. Going to become a member and drop Power Slap highlights in the Discord. Imagine we got to start a Power Slap tab. We have a boxing tab. We have a random tab. We have a channel update tab. We have breaking news tab. Fight Night Live chat tab. MMA memes tab. Betting tab. Boxing tab. Self-promotion. Boom. So we got a bunch of tabs on Discord because we have a lot of people just going crazy in the Discord. So it's easy to, get it absolutely craziness in terms of trying to keep it organized. And I'm kind of like OCD with that type of stuff. So that's why when something gets talked about enough, I make a tab for it. The random tab gets the most use. The random tab gets the most use, though. Honestly, we just talk about random stuff in there all the time. Veronica Hardy is the same age as me. That's crazy. That is insane. Who do you think wins, Gegard Mousasi or Fabian Edwards? Probably Fabian Edwards. Gegard's getting old. Veronica Hart, okay, read that. Montefiore doesn't really get finished, though, and I think Casey O'Neill broke record strike. I don't know. I don't remember. Veronica Hardy's fine. Okay. How old is she? 27. Joe, I agree with your assessment on Leon's recent performance against Usman. He really didn't look that good. Got worked most of the fight. Even with the KO, he looked like he gave up. Exactly. Agreed. I mean, and people say, oh, it was the elevation. I don't want to rehash this argument. Go watch my live stream from last night. So the elevation was causing him to get out-grappled early in the second round. I don't buy it. Pat Barry entered the chat. 13 isn't bad unless he was 20. Yeah, that was... It all depends on what age they are. Jadis Vicious is fighting June 10th, UFC 289. I saw that. Can't wait. Going to be so excited for that one. Dude really went on Fox News. Who did? Bro, Discord is lit. I can hop in on 3 a.m. and always have other men to talk to. Yeah, that's the way to go. 3 a.m., you can find men on Discord to give you pleasure to talk to. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, the Discord, anybody who's in here, in the chat right now, who's in the Discord, let me know what you think about the Discord. Genuinely, give me your honest opinion. I'm not going to get offended. Tell me what you think of the Discord right now. Completely honest feedback. What do you think? I know we get some childish stuff in there sometimes. I kind of ignore that a bit. But I do know that is a legitimate criticism. But let me know what you think of the Discord, guys. For those of you who are in it. I think it's a great community for fight fans, for sure. When are we getting some power slap breakdowns? Imagine if I did a video of a full power slap breakdown. I would only upload it to Rumble, though. It would be exclusive on Rumble. Steven Thompson versus Ian Gary. Wonderboy would win. Easy. He would light him up. Usman's knees are going. Leon needs to break out the John Jones oblique kick. He started in round 1 in the second fight, but he didn't. I get much pleasure from the Discord. I bet you do, Billy. Seems like Usman might be dealing with an injury right now. He mentions about health so far in all his interviews. He could be trolling too. Dan, Leonardo DiCaprio, Hardy, yes. Trayshawn Gore, Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel should win that one, but yeah. Joey, how could you think Veronica is 40? That's a crazy assumption. I wasn't looking at her picture or anything. For some reason, it was like more misspeaking than thinking that. I didn't think she was 40. It was just in my mind, I was thinking Dan Hardy was 40, and that's why I said that. If you need pleasure and Joey isn't live, 9 out of 10, you can find him on the cord. That is true. Were you laughing when Rob spanked you in? Yes, I was. Joey, have you released any videos covering your top X favorite fights, fighters, subs, KOs of all time, generic example topics? I'd be interested to hear your picks. I think I did it for the year 2021, but to be honest, not a lot of people love those types of videos, and I'm horrible at compiling top 5s. So, yeah. Haha, why'd you skip my question? I didn't skip your question. I don't see your question. It's like a 24-hour live chat. That it is. You can just, any time of the day, you jump in the cord, and there's plenty of men to give you pleasure. We're such a great community here. How many inside jokes do we have? How many inside jokes do we have on the channel right now? Honestly, there's so many people, they probably don't even realize we're making inside jokes. But yeah, I don't know. Ooh, we got the Pleasure Man. Who was the Pleasure Man? That was the guy that got finished. No, did he get finished? He's the guy that fought Vitor the other day, right? Who'd be next for Kamaru if he loses on Saturday? I have no idea. Free mustache rides, okay. We had a shower one for a while, but it's done. Okay. WWE submissions. Oh yeah, the shower meme. I see what you're saying. If Kamaru loses, I think he probably retires, honestly. Also, I've noticed you went from 2.5K to almost 8K in 2 months. We've grown a lot, but not that much. We were at 2.K like 6 months ago. I think it was like last summer we hit 2.5K. Something along those lines. Absolute embarrassment. Oh, I see. We said we got the Pleasure Man. Yeah, Pleasure Man. Absolute embarrassment. WWE submissions. We've got the shower one for a while. Yeah, people watching in the shower is a good one. Remember the dude who said we were streaming for a bunch of soy boys for chump change? Yeah, I remember for a while, everyone that would donate via Super Chat would say, here's some chump change for you soy boys. Or something along those lines, you know what I mean? We got to start that one back up. For now on, if anyone donates, make sure you make a reference to this. Here's some chump change, you're a soy boy. Something along those lines. Venom Gear has been the longest running one. I always thought Discord is where gamers hang out. Nah, Discord is just a community. It's basically a group messaging app. MMA Joey Bingo, Joe Rogan, Boston Crab, Venom, Power Slap, Chael, NASCAR, etc. Oh yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Earth is flat. Dale Earnhardt. NASCAR coming around the track. Left hand turn. Left hand turn. Left hand turn. Budweiser. Dude, who remembers when someone got pissed I started making fun of NASCAR? And they were like, why are you making fun of NASCAR? Unsubbed. We were all dying. Oh, man, there's nothing I enjoy more than making fun of NASCAR. I think that's a good one right there. That's going to stick around for a long time. It all started because we were talking about racism in sports. Oh, man. Dale Earnhardt. Forget about Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt. He's looking down on us right now. He'd be proud. He's up there in the sky making left-hand turns. Left-hand turn, Budweiser. Thank you. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale. Man, whenever I'm playing disc golf and I make a nice shot, I look up to the sky and I say, yeah, Dale's looking down on me. He's looking down on me right now. K1 Pena, that's for sure. That's for sure. I love how we as a unit just collectively agree that NASCAR is so corny. Dude, it's just so funny to make fun of for some reason. I don't know why it is. As a promoter, do you think O'Malley versus winner of 290, or do you do O'Malley versus Cheeto if he beats Sandhagen? Winner of 290. There's no bantamweight fight at 290 as far as I know. 288. Yeah, I think they probably do that. But I would love to. Aljo may win. They may offer Aljo a 45 title shot, and they may do Sean O'Malley versus the winner of Cheeto Vera Corey Sandhagen for the interim title. Usman should go to 55 if he loses. He's not going to 55. K1 Pena. Yeah, Pena does have elite level K1 striking. Joey, is Hamzat ruined his career by not fighting? Shavkat is going to take his hype. I don't think he's ruined his career. We have to pump the brakes on Hamzat because he fought in September. Calm down. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's been 6 months. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, it's not ruining the career yet. Just send 100 Rabbit fans from each football club in UK, and O2 will break the supersonic sound barrier. It's probably going to be loud on Saturday. The NASCAR one is top tier. Yeah, it's fun to make fun of NASCAR. It's very fun. Left hand turn, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Earth is flat, Budweiser, conspiracy theory, 9/11 was an inside job, propane. I love to imagine somebody popping into this stream for the first time they've ever seen the channel, and they just hear that. They're just like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here? I think you started that because of Bryce Mitchell. Nah, we were talking about racism in sports. And I was saying it definitely exists. And I said MMA fans are like one step above NASCAR fans. And somebody tried to tell me that NASCAR fans weren't racist. And I was saying, look, I'm not saying all NASCAR fans are racist. That's not what I was saying. But I was saying if you went to a NASCAR event and you used the N-word, I don't think anyone's going to stop you. And that's the way I put it. And then we just started casually making fun of NASCAR. And a bunch of people got butthurt over me joking about NASCAR. So it just became a meme of itself. And then we started talking about Bryce Mitchell and mixing him in with the NASCAR and then the power slap. And it all just snowballed into like one hillbilly sandwich, basically. Anytime I'm driving and things go wrong, I let Dale take the wheel. Yeah, me too. If I got to climb in the back real quick, I just say, Dale, reach down from heaven, take the wheel. Are you going to watch John Wick 4? Probably. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it. I got an AMC A-list. I'll see it. Favorite pre-workout? Definitely Budweiser. Definitely some Budweiser. And look, I want to formally apologize to all the NASCAR fans in the chat. I'm sorry I'm hurting your feelings, guys. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. All I know is Dale Earnhardt's up there in the sky making the big left-hand turns. Ricky Bobby has put a stain on NASCAR that they cannot remove. Yeah, the whole thing started last Bryce Mitchell fight. Was it? I thought I just broke it down how it started. Joey, hopefully Cejudo beats Aljo in defense against O'Malley and Moreno beats Pantoja because I want to see Moreno go for double champ. We don't need to see everyone going in for double champ. My MMA GOAT list. 1, I don't know who the first one is. 2, Elwood Dalton. And 3, GSP. Yeah, I would agree with that. Elwood Dalton at number 2, I would say for sure. Jax Harris, still just because of resume, be number 1 for sure. O'Malley said he was promised the next title shot at 135. He wanted to fight someone at 145. The UFC said no. I think he's full of shit. I think it's because the NASCAR fans really love NASCAR. I mean, I'm not. If anyone loves NASCAR, I'm not trying to hate on them. I just think it's funny to kind of troll. There's people that hate UFC and they can't believe that we're fans. So I don't mean it maliciously. But it's just funny, you know. Does Charles Jourdain have an easy walk in the park with Gracie? I don't know. I don't think Charles Jourdain's all that good. People get him hyped up. I'm not going to lie. I bet Grasso next. I am taking Justin. Fair enough. Joey, does jet fuel melt steel beams? That's a question for Bryce. I think Bryce will know that answer for you. Do NASCAR and Amish have anything in common? I have no idea. Justin is a decent underdog. It's wild. I think he can win. What do you think of The Last of Us final episode? I think they glossed over the battle at the hospital too quickly. I think it should have been more dramatic. And the episode was too short. Why are there so many laps in NASCAR? Can't you tell which car is the fastest after like 10 laps? I don't know. Joanna Mears got the Boston Crab? Okay. I see. So that does make him number 1. You're right. If Dustin Poirier and Petr Yan were in the same weight class and their skills carry over, who would you win the matchup? Petr Yan. I think he's the better striker. Joey, what's your ideal situation for 135? Aljo Cejudo have O'Malley versus Merab, number 1 contender. Do you think O'Malley suffers since Merab did so good against Yan? The ideal scenario would be Aljo versus Cejudo, co-main event, Merab versus O'Malley, winners fight each other. That would be the ideal scenario. And one of them gets the Boston Crab. Because that would just hype the fight up even more. Yeah, you're a casual. If you don't know who Elwood Dalton is, you're definitely a casual. NASCAR is so bad the only sports fan have to wear gun range headphones and still pretend they're having fun. Did not know that. The Boston Crab is the Boston Crab. Yeah, I don't know how much more to break it to you. They totally glossed over it, and it was the shortest episode of the season. The game almost made me cry at the end of the show. I didn't feel like that at all. Yeah, I don't know why they rushed through that last episode. It could have been like an hour and 20-minute episode, and it could have been really good and really dramatic and really beautiful. I still think it was good, but it definitely went way too fast. Like, I thought we were about to have this epic 30-minute scene, and we didn't. I got your stream playing in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I'm gonna try in the next 2 months. I'm gonna start another channel just for fun. It's not really gonna be to grow, and I'm gonna start doing video game streams on it if I can figure out how to do it. To be honest, that is the goal. You think people take any chance to discredit Islam? Yes, bro. I think a lot of people are counting Gaethje out. Agreed. Justin is the most exciting fighter per second. Yair is known for his crazy moves, but pace and action-wise, Gaethje and Poirier and Oliveira are only ones who keep the crazy pace. Yeah, Gaethje's super exciting. I'm surprised NASCAR's still in business. Hey, people like it. What games are you playing? I don't know. Definitely, I'm going to play The Last of Us Season 1. I might eventually play Red Dead Redemption 2 because I bought it for my Xbox and I never played it. So I might play a couple story mode games. I might play a couple. Like multiplayer games. I used to be big on Call of Duty. I hate it now. So we'll have to see. I want to play some shooters, but I don't know what it'll be. I'm just curious how many people go over there and watch. Because I got this computer with this 4090 in it. I gotta put it to full use and play some games. I'm taking a bubble bath listening to the stream and Nate Diaz and Stipe talk. That is true. I hope you're enjoying your bubble bath, Dom Data. I hope you're enjoying it. Joey, what's most likely to be Amanda's next opponent? 1, Irene Aldana. 2, Ketlin Vieira. 3, Pani Kayazad. Irene Aldana, I think. Irene Aldana. I got back into the pub lately and I was killing it earlier. It's just so difficult to play with the keyboard and mouse for me. But I want to play some PUBG. How often do you play video games? I used to play a couple times a week. But I haven't played really much at all in the last 2 years. When I started the channel, it basically took any time I have for video games. I'm just making videos. Here's what I'm doing, guys. In my free time, okay? I'm either working on the channel, sleeping, playing disc golf, or spending time with my family. That's it. Those things. So I don't really ever play video games. But in the future, that's a goal for me, is to play more video games on this new computer here. Dude, I can't wait for Resident Evil 4 Remake, the original GOAT. I never played it. Joe, you can plug your controller into your PC, but I advise you to learn the mouse and keyboard. That's what most people tell me. Yeah, Billy's even saying it here. Yeah, I don't want to be at a disadvantage, but it's just something hard to get used to, man. When you've been playing with a controller for so long, it's so difficult to get used to it. But I'm sure it'll come with time. But I just think a controller is so much better. But if I play story mode games, I would like to use the controller probably. But then I feel like it's counterintuitive because now I'm not getting used to it. Play some 2K. I used to play NBA back in the day. I never really watched NBA, but I used to be a big fan of playing the games. Joey's a lame. He doesn't want to demonstrate the Boston Crab. You really want to see the Boston Crab. You really want to see the Boston Crab, JJ Smoke. I'll be right back. Let me go get my fiance. I'm going to go drag her out of bed and put her in the Boston Crab real quick. All right, so there we go. I put her in the Boston Crab. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed that awesome Boston Crab I put out there for you. Okay. I was not expecting that. By God. Oh, man. That was hilarious. That was the deadliest submission noon. Oh, my goodness. Dude, I got to go back and watch this. I got to figure out how to screen share more often. This was hilarious. Well, he actually did it. Patrick Austin, thank you for the $10 dono. Boston Crab, the deadliest submission known to man. That is very true. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Were you guys dying when I switched to the Chris Jericho thing? I was trying to figure out how to get the audio to come in, but then I was scared I was going to get copyright. And I didn't want to get copyright on the stream, so I didn't even do it. I just thought it was funny. I just searched Chris Jericho, Walls of Jericho, and I thought it would be pretty funny. But yeah, there you go. You got it. You got a Boston Crab on stream. Let's see what the chat... I was reading the chat for a little bit, but then I went to the bathroom and then I came back and set it up. You guys are... no way. I would show up to the video game streams, vids. Thank you, bro. This is the time. He did it again. Finally, he's listening. I actually believe it. Joey really thought we fell for this again. He messaged me on Discord. He's actually doing it. Dude's fitting to go make a sandwich. Comes back with a black eye. Yeah, I tried to talk her into it, but she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. She just flat out wasn't having it, my friend. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. Dude, I'm dying that this is forever embedded into the stream. I like how he was nodding his head when he was doing the Boston Crab, too. I just do it for you guys. So, yeah. There you go. I gave you guys a full Boston Crab on stream. But thank you again, Patrick, for the $10 donation, dude. A $10 donation is already good enough, but the fact that in your message you're featuring the Boston Crab just makes it so much funnier. Yeah, I'm going to get a copyright strike from the WWE now. I'm going to get a copyright strike. Poor cashier dude didn't deserve it. It's not his fault. He decided to work at Wingstop. Oh, that's funny. You know what's funny? I got some random ad on Instagram. It was like talking about back adjustments, like chiropractor adjustments, and they were doing like a Boston Crab type maneuver. Someone said, by God, no way, I'm done. It's the dead man. Win, let's effing go. Win, man. As God is my witness, he is broken in half. Good technique? Yeah. A free chiropractor adjustment. That was a good one, guys. That was a good one. We've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. That is crazy to me. 2 hours and 15 minutes on a stream right now. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. I set up that in OBS specifically for you guys. I hope you guys got a kick out of it. It was full extension on that Boston Crab. Buddy has to be home by now. He got his $5. Yeah, Derek, you got your $5 worth tonight, all right? And more. He definitely got his $5 worth. I'm still dying that the Boston Crab joke is just going to live on forever. Like, I'm going to just start predicting fights to end via Boston Crab. Like, imagine every fight prediction. From here on out, I'll pick who's going to win. Like, I'll pick who I honestly think is going to win. But instead of picking a legitimate method, I'm just going to say Boston Crab. Like, I'll be like, so for my official prediction, I am going Kamaru Usman via second round Boston Crab. I just think he's too big. He's too strong. I think it was a fluky head kick KO. And I think he's going to be able to take Leon Edwards down, dominate him on the ground, soften him up with some ground and pound, and then put him in the Boston Crab. And Leon Edwards will not be able to get to the rope to get the referee to break it. And I think inevitably he will tap out. Kamaru Usman is too strong. He's going to be wrenching on those knees, and I think he will tap out. So that's my official prediction. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, and thank you for watching. If you stream UFC 300, I'm definitely dropping Boston Crab emojis in the chat. I think we all know Yair's about to catch Volk in a Boston Crab. I swear the day we see a Boston Crab in the UFC, I'm going to shit myself laughing. So you guys better hope and pray. You better hope and pray that I am streaming. Because I will literally die laughing. Man, that was a good one. That was a good one for sure. What percentage of you guys thought I was really going to drag my fiance back in here and put her in the Boston Crab? I would love to. I would honestly love to. But I tried to talk her into it. She's not having it. She's just not having it. I didn't try to talk her into it tonight. I tried to talk her into it the other day. And she just said, no, I'm not doing that. You're not putting me in the Boston Crab on stream. If I ever get arrested for domestic violence, it'll definitely be the Boston Crab. And I expect you guys still to fully support me. I don't want to be cast to the side. I expected to see hashtag free MMA Joey. Yeah, he was arrested. He put her in the Boston Crab. Imagine that. You know how they had the 911 recorded calls? 911, what's your emergency? Send somebody quick. My fiance's trying to put me in the Boston Crab. I don't know how much longer. Oh, my God. He got me. Hurry. Edwards defends the Crab well. I personally believe it's a 4th round stoppage via crossface. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the crippling crossface. Free Joey till it's backwards. I don't know what that means, but all right. At 100K subs, a fiance, Boston Crab is a must. You got to come into a compromise with your fiance. Let her put you in the Boston Crab. I don't know if she knows how to administer it the right way. We need full extension. I don't know if I have that type of flexibility. Honestly, you put me in that type of maneuver, my back's going to hurt. I don't know if I can handle the Boston Crab. I'm going to tap out immediately. I'm not that flexible. Where I'm going to bend up into a curl. Administer. Yeah, I don't know if she knows how to administer the Boston Crab. All right, hold on. Let's try it again. So for my official prediction for Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards 3 at UFC 286, I think Kamaru Usman's grappling is going to be too much. I think he's going to soften him up with shots on the fence. I think he'll eventually get him to the ground. And I believe that Kamaru Usman's jiu-jitsu is going to be a factor in this fight. I think he will overpower him on the ground, and I think he will administer a 3rd round Boston Crab, and Leon Edwards will tap out. The pain will be too excruciating, and Kamaru Usman will wrench the Boston Crab. There could be potential career-altering injuries for Leon Edwards at UFC 286. He will tap out quickly, and Kamaru Usman will regain the UFC welterweight championship. So there you go. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you to imagine Hokey Pokey Herb hokey pokey and over to take Usman off Leon mid-Boston Crab. He'd be like, I don't even know if he would know that was a submission. I don't even know if he would know that was a submission, to be quite frank. But guys, we've talked about UFC 286. We've beat it to death. We've talked about the Boston Crab. We've talked about Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev. It's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. I think, it's been a damn good night. We'll go for a little bit longer, but really, I don't know what else we can talk about. We got a whole nother stream to do tomorrow. We have a whole nother stream to do tomorrow. And what else we got to save it for tomorrow night, to be honest. We really do. But I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll also be streaming on Friday as well for the pre-fight. And it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. But, yeah. 3-hour stream. Look, we're going to... Look, we'll do a 3-hour stream, JJ Smoke. You better send like a $50 dono to get a 3-hour stream. Are you kidding me? We've already gone 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know if I can handle another 40 minutes, to be honest. It's already 1 a.m. I don't make enough money to sit on here for 3 hours. I got to go to sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to die tomorrow. Tell us about your philosophy on life, Joey. What kind of question is that? Look, my philosophy on life is no. I hope no. I don't want anyone to send me 50. I don't want to go 3 hours. So don't. I'm serious. Because then I'm going to feel horrible. But my philosophy on life is, look, if anybody gets smart with you out in public, you can't back down. Immediately go for the Boston Crab. Immediately. On sight. Someone gets smart with you. They bump into you a little bit. They act big. Immediate Boston Crab. No doubt about it. Boston Crab them. Easy. Make them tap. And that's my philosophy on life. You never know when your last left-hand turn is going to be. Shout out to Dale. Big Dale in the sky. And that's pretty much what I think. So, and after you Boston Crab them and they give up and they quit, you just yell, easy, right in their face. They're on the ground just whimpering from the Boston Crab. Easy. That's what you say to them afterwards. But yeah, that's pretty much my philosophy on life. UFC 290 early predictions. John Jones by destruction, a.k.a. Boston Crab, and Yair Rodriguez via Boston Crab as well. Make a poll and let the vote decide. I'm not letting the vote. I know what the vote's going to decide. It's going to decide for 3-hour stream. If someone sends 50, I'm going to fall to the floor laughing. I'm going to fall to the floor, and I'm putting whoever sends it in the Boston Crab. Call up Patty Milton. No. We're going to go for like a couple more minutes. That's it. And then I'm out of here. But listen, guys, if you haven't liked this stream yet, do me a favor and like this stream. There will be a prediction video out tomorrow. There will be a live stream tomorrow. It's not going to be at 8. It's probably going to be at 9 because I may go to the movies. I'm probably going to the movies tomorrow evening. But I will be live tomorrow for another hour, 2-hour stream. And I'll be live on Friday too. So you guys really aren't missing anything. We've been talking about wings. We've been talking about Pizza Hut. We've been talking about Boston Crabs. We've been talking about NASCAR. And it's the most legit sport there ever was. I don't know what more we can talk about tonight. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I better hear in the Delidze versus Marvin video. I believe Delidze's BJJ is so good that he will get a Boston Crab. No, that's not in the video. The video is already recorded. And that is not in the video. But it should have been. To be quite honest, I should have worked it in. He basically put Jack Hermanson in a modified Boston Crab, if you're asking me. It was a modified Boston Crab. But, yeah, guys, appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to get to sleep, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Do me a favor. Listen to me right now. If you're in this stream, go watch my predictions for UFC 285. I need you guys to go boost them in the algorithm. Go watch them. Go watch my Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev prediction video. Here is the link. Go watch it. Go like it and comment on it. If all of you guys go do that, it'll boost it in the algorithm. If you want to see the channel grow, watch it all the way to the end. Go watch the Usman Leon Edwards video. Appreciate you guys. Boston Crab someone tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow night. Like the stream on your way out. Subscribe to the channel on your way out, and good night.